impulse to force things and try stupid shit all the time that just is forcing it. So the deep unpack of this while pondering what Wu Wei actually means is probably in overcoming of the use of force on yourself, which causes you not to recognize impulses that your brain is bringing to you. Or if you recognize them, to simply deprioritize actually putting them into an action queue. Because to actually find out what effortless flow would be like, you have to allow your mind to bring up an impulse, an action, and then let yourself observe it and also place it in an action queue, then use it, and then see the outcome and determine at the outcome point what was the amount of effortless flow that came forth. If you don't do this, if you either force yourself constantly to do the stupid shit all the time, or you use the other end of force where you don't let any mind impulses come up into the action queue to actually try them sometimes, then you're expecting effortless flow to come force you to do something. And sometimes that is how it goes. There is sometimes effortless flow that sort of comes down upon your head, and it has nothing to do with your mind presenting you with an impulse. But the whole meaning of Wu Wei was, I think, embodied when Jim Carrey said that you need to open the door in your mind, and when it actually appears in front of you, actually walk through. But you can't do that if you are in passive force, where you don't perform any impulses your mind brings, and you're constantly shrinking yourself. Shrinking yourself will make you very sick. That's the one lesson of Wu Wei that you can get before you get to the point of the deeper meanings of effortless flow. But you could also be on the other end, where you're constantly trying stupid shit, or when you're hung up on something becoming flowing when it's clearly blocked, and you've just got a block on wishing it would flow and it just isn't. Wu Wei is a tricky puzzle. It's an interesting paradox. But I feel like most of us are probably on that impulse destruction side of the forcing, because we've been brought up in a culture where it's not okay to exercise your spontaneous whatever it is you're feeling like that's bad, that's wrong, it's socially unacceptable. But then when you grow up and you find yourself looking at the last couple of decades of time that you may have in your current form, and that you've never once actually met yourself in the effortless flow sense, that's what confronts you with the full depth of the meaning of Wu Wei. Because you come to a point where you don't know you, and nobody does. And nobody ever has. And you definitely haven't, and nobody definitely ever has either. Because you're not letting your brain bring you impulses to try them, to then observe the quantity, the actual effortless flow, which was the impact of your spontaneous impulse. Because you're not opening the door in your head, and you're definitely not walking through when it opens in front of you in real life, as we call it. So that's the thing. That's the Wu Wei joke. It's all the impulses you're constantly not trying because you've been taught to be passive and quiet and keep it to yourself. And you've shrunk because you've never even started the attempts to meet people who you wouldn't have to shrink around.